Hello students, how are you? Okay, you all know we are in lesson 2. Okay, that is acids and bases. Acids and bases. So we are in, let us do 7. Let us do 7. What according to this? Let us do 7. What he is asking to take? Let us observe that he is asking to take lemon juice in 2 test tubes and add some pieces of marble to one test tube and eggshells to another test tube. What do you observe? What do you observe? Let's see this. I think we have discussed, but let's discuss once again. And this is according to let us do 7th one according to your textbook. And this activity we need to take 2 test tubes. This is one test tube I have taken. Label this as A, and I am taking another test tube. This is the other test tube. Test tube number 2, label this as B. Now take a small amount of lemon juice into each. What to be taken? Lemon juice. Lemon juice. Lemon juice is taken in both the test tubes. Now in the test tube 1, add lime. Add marble. Okay, add marble, that is CaCO3. Okay, you are adding marble to this. Marble. And into this test tube 2, you are adding, okay, eggshell. Eggshell. Okay, I repeat, understand well. This is according to let us do 7 in your textbook. So he is asking to take 2 test tubes and I label them as A and B. So these are the 2 test tubes, A and B. In 2 test tubes, take a small quantity of lemon juice in each, and into the first one you added marble, and its formula is CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Marble, its formula is calcium carbonate. Ca, calcium, CO3, that is carbonate, calcium carbonate. This is marble is nothing but calcium carbonate. Now, okay, in the second test tube, along with this lemon juice, what else you are taking? You are taking eggshell. You are taking eggshell. You know very well about the egg. So, which is white in color, it seems to be like this. Okay, this is nothing but egg. We say it as this is the egg. So, the inner solution which is present, the inner substance which is present, that's like yolk and albumin. These both are taken out. Only this shell, that is outer layer, the outer hard shell, is added into this one. Is added into this test tube. After some time, what do you observe? What do you observe after some time? So from these 2 test tubes, we notice, okay, gases are released. Gas is released from this one, from both the test tubes. We notice or we observe gas is released from both the test tubes. Okay, now let's test which gas is released from this. Okay, from test tube A and test tube B. So let's go for a confirmation. So which gas is released? To know or to find out or to confirm which gas is released out, let us go for another test. So let us do a flame test. I brought a mastic. What is that I brought? A mastic is brought, which is lighted. I brought a mastic which is lighted. Okay, I brought a mastic which is lighted near to the mouth of the first test tube. So what do you observe? We observe that this flame, it gets put off. We don't see the flame here. We don't observe the flame. So as soon as you bring near to the mouth of the test tube of the first one, so we don't observe the flame. it gets disappeared. Why? What's the reason? What is the reason? Okay, keep this aside. Now again you brought near this also, so you brought the other mastic, okay, which is lidded, you brought near to this test tube. So what did you observe? So we observe the same here also. So the fire or the flame, it gets put off. The flame, it gets put off. So when you bring near this test tube, so we observe or we notice the flame, it gets put off. Okay, so that why it happened? Why the flame has put off in the first and second test tube also? What do you mean by that? Which made that to put off? The gas which is released here, made that to get put off, made that flame to get put off. Okay, so there is no flame here. Why? The gas which is released here. Which gas is this? We can confirm the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide gas. Which gas is that? Carbon dioxide gas. Okay, a carbon dioxide is a gas which inhibits the flame, which puts off the flame. Okay, carbon dioxide is a gas which puts off the flame. Here this carbon dioxide, it was put off. Okay, because of the carbon dioxide gas, the flame was put off. By this we can confirm in both the cases the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide. Okay, once again listen, 2 test tubes, lemon juice in each. So inside this one marble is added, CaCO3, for marble chemical formula is CaCO3, and in this you added eggshell. So after that we notice from both the test tubes gas is released. To know or to confirm which gas is released from this both the test tubes, we need to bring a mastic which is lidded. So when you bring a lidded mastic with flame, so it gets put off. By this we can confirm the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide gas. That is in first case. And in the second test tube, okay, same happens. Okay, you brought a mastic which is lidded. So here also we notice or we observe there is a flame, it gets put off. By this we can say in this second case also gas is released, that is carbon dioxide. Okay, that's what in this next one. And there is an other activity given. Okay, you can do the other activity also, whether this is carbon dioxide gas or not. The gas which is released here, whether that is carbon dioxide gas or not, we can find out we can do the other activity also. Okay, let's think, okay, here these are the ingredients which are taken, that is like lemon juice, and also the eggshell is taken, or CaCO3, calcium carbonate is taken. So this is fixed with a cork, a wooden cork. What is that? Okay, this is a wooden cork with single hole rubber cork. This is wooden or rubber, you can take any of this, wooden or rubber cork. Nowadays we are having rubber cork. Previously we used to get wooden corks, but now we are getting rubber corks. Okay, a single hole rubber cork. In that single hole, okay, this cork, it is with single hole, one hole is there. Insert a delivery tube into this. Insert a delivery tube. This is the delivery tube. This is, what do we call this as? We call it as delivery tube. This is nothing but, we call it as delivery, D-E-L-I-V-E-R-Y, delivery tube. Okay, delivery tube. This is inserted into the other test tube. Okay, this is inserted into the other test tube. This is the other test tube. This is the other test tube. It is inserted into it. This consists of lime water. It consists of lime water. Lime water is present. Now, inside this, what are they? Calcium carbonate is there, or eggshell, and you can go for this lemon juice. Okay, lemon juice is present. Okay, so when these are left like this, so we know a chemical reaction takes place between this lemon juice and also CaCO3, CaCO3. So between this, there's a chemical reaction taking place. So this is the delivery tube which is connected to this, both the test tubes connect like this, and after some time we notice a gas is released, and that gas, it is collected through the test tube, through the delivery tube. A gas is collected into the delivery tube and passed into the other test tube, Okay, so this consists of lime solution. You can go for lime solution. So after some time we notice this, it turns its form into milky white. It turns into color milky white. By this color we can confirm, okay, the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide gas. Which gas is released? Carbon dioxide gas is released. Okay, carbon dioxide is the gas which converts lime water milky, So whenever the carbon dioxide passes through this lime solution, it turns into white. By this we can confirm the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide. I repeat, understand this well. So you are taking two test tubes here, test tube 1 and test tube 2. Okay, test tube 1 and test tube 2. So in this test tube 1 you have taken this lemon juice and also this CaCO3, okay, calcium carbonate. Okay, and when you allow this, okay, we know from this both carbon dioxide gas is released. To confirm whether the carbon dioxide gas is released or not, we should arrange a setup like this. A delivery tube is connecting this both the test tubes. Okay, and here this is a single hole rubber cork is connected. And now we notice after some time we notice there is a chemical reaction between these two chemicals. Okay, between these two chemicals, and a gas is released. Okay, gas is released. So this gas which is released here, it converts this lime solution to milky. It converts into milky white. It turns into milky white. It turns into white color. Milky white is nothing but turning into white color. By this we can confirm the gas which is released here is carbon dioxide gas. It is also another test to find out the carbon dioxide gas. Now let's move on to the other one. Let us do 8. In this activity, take a clean test tube. Using a clean dropper, put 10 drops of dilute hydrochloric acid carefully into it. Okay, what to be taken? First, we need to take a test tube which is very clean. Into this test tube, put 10 drops of dilute hydrochloric acid, HCl, dilute hydrochloric acid, HCl. How many? 10 drops. 10 drops of dilute hydrochloric acid is added into this test tube. And also 2 drops of phenolphthalein indicator. And also add 2 drops of phenolphthalein indicator. So before that, let me rub this. First, what we should take? We should take a test tube. This is the test tube that I have taken. Into this test tube, first add 10 drops of HCl, dilute. Okay, what do you mean by this DIL? This is nothing but dilute, D-I-L-U-T-E. Dilute means weak. Weak what? Weak HCl, hydrochloric acid. What is this? Hydrochloric acid. Hydro, H-Y-D-R-O-C-H-L-O-R-I-C, chloric acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, so 10 drops of hydrochloric acid is added into this test tube. Now this is the solution. Okay, which chemical is this? This is dilute hydrochloric acid. And into this we need to add 2 drops of phenolphthalein, PHENOL, PHTHA, phenolphthalein. The LENE, phenolphthalein is added. What is this phenolphthalein? It is an indicator. We already discussed previously. It is an indicator. Okay, which is an indicator? Phenolphthalein is an indicator. So once when this phenolphthalein is added into this, what do you observe? We know it is an indicator, and this is dilute hydrochloric acid. Once when you add this both in one test tube, what do you observe? What's the result? Result is colorless solution. Colorless solution is observed. Colorless solution is observed. So by this we can say the chemical which you have taken inside, this chemical which you have taken, so this is acidic in nature. This is an acid. It is an acid. So when you add a phenolphthalein, it turns into colorless if it is acid. If it is a acid. And next to the same, okay, now you're adding. So in place of, okay, so here what happened? First, take a test tube. This is the test tube I have taken. Into this test tube, so first add, okay, dilute hydrochloric acid. What is dilute means? Here dilute means here weak hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid. How much you have taken? 10 drops of hydrochloric acid is taken. So make sure, okay, while you are adding an acid into a test tube, make sure that test tube is little tilted. Example, this is the test tube. So make sure that is little tilted like this. Okay, hold like this and add, okay, drop by drop into it slowly. Make sure that acid falls on the wall of this test tube. Don't directly add into the test tube. Okay, don't make that to add. Okay, don't add the acid directly into the bottom. Make sure that acid which you are adding, it drains down on the wall of the test tube. It should touch the wall of the test tube from inner side. It should go from inside like this. Okay, so that we may not have any problems. Make sure, okay, take some precautions while you are handling the acids or while you are handling the bases. Okay, so 10 drops are added into this, and to this you are adding 2 drops of phenolphthalein. We know this phenolphthalein, it is an indicator. As soon as you add into this, we observe there is a change in this. So it changes its color to colorless. Result we observe. What do we observe here? What's the result we observe? Colorless solution. It turns into colorless. By this we can see, so this compound that you have taken, that's 10 drops of solution that you have taken, it is an acid. Now, okay, in place of phenolphthalein, if you take methyl orange, into which color does it changes to? Okay, this hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, dial HCl, it changes its color to red. If it is methyl orange. If it is phenolphthalein, colorless. If it is methyl orange in place of phenolphthalein, it changes its color to red. It confirms it is an acid. Now, okay, into the other test tube, I have taken NaOH, that we call it as caustic soda. We even call it as caustic soda, CaUST, caustic soda. Okay, so this one you have taken into it. So you are adding, okay, this is solution. It is a solution, caustic soda solution, NaOH solution, sodium hydroxide, Na sodium OH hydroxide, sodium hydroxide solution. Into this, if you are adding phenolphthalein indicator, into which color does it changes? It changes its color to, okay, pink. Into which color does it changes to? It changes its color to pink, because it is a base. Methyl or phenolphthalein with sodium hydroxide, phenolphthalein with a base, its color is pink. This pink color, it confirms it is a base. And in place of phenolphthalein, if you add methyl orange, if you add methyl orange to this solution, what do you observe? What do you observe? Into which color does it changes? Methyl orange, it changes its color to yellow. Methyl orange, it changes its color to yellow. Means here, so in a test tube, what is present? Caustic soda is present. That means here NaOH, sodium hydroxide solution is present inside. First, you have taken an indicator, that is phenolphthalein, into it. So few drops of phenolphthalein is added into it. So what do you observe? It changes its color to pink. By this we can confirm it is basic in nature. Okay, in place of phenolphthalein, if you add few drops of methyl orange, an indicator, to this test tube which contains NaOH or caustic soda, into which color does it changes? It changes its color to yellow. It changes its color to yellow. By this we can confirm this is a base. This is a base. Now, okay, we understood this is a base and this is acid. This is acid. So into the first test tube, you added few drops of NaOH into the first test tube. Okay, you added few drops into this, okay, first test tube. Into which color does it changes to? Into which color does it changes to? That is HCl and NaOH. HCl and NaOH. So what happens? Okay, that is HCl plus here NaOH, sodium hydroxide. This is hydrochloric acid and this is a base. So this is a base and this is acid. So what happens when this both react with each other? So what is happening? We confirm, or it is understood, that it is acid, it is basic in nature. Now when you add this NaOH, a small quantity of NaOH into this first test tube which contains HCl, what do it produces? What does it gives us? What does it yields? What does it yields? It yields NaCl, sodium chloride, plus here H2O. NaCl plus H2O. It is a salt plus water. Salt plus water is produced. Salt plus water is produced. Okay, did you understand? What happens when acid and a base reacts with each other? Acid and a base reacts with each other, it gives you salt and water. It gives you salt and water. With salt is produced NaCl, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. It is also called as table salt. It is also called as table salt. Table salt, okay, rock salt. Even it is called as rock salt. Okay, rock salt plus here water is produced. So this reaction, the reaction which is produced here, that is when acid and a base reacts with each other, gives you salt and water. This reaction, it is an example for the neutralization reaction. Okay, what do we call it as? Neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction we call it as. Okay, which reaction is that? Neutralization reaction. So here acid and a base, when they both reacts with each other, it gets neutralized. It gets neutralized. When it gets neutralized, salt and water is produced. If salt and water is produced, remember, okay, it is a neutralization reaction. It is a neutralization reaction. Okay, so sodium with chlorine, Na with chlorine, it gives you NaCl. H with OH, okay, H with OH, this hydrogen with OH, okay, H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So water it forms a water molecule. It is an example for the neutralization reaction. Okay, so when can you say it is a neutralization reaction? When acid and a base reacts with each other, it produces salt and water, so it gives you, okay, it is said to be a neutralization reaction. Next one, let's come into the other part, that is fertile land organic manures. Other one is fertile land What did I say for neutralization reaction? For a neutralization reaction, acid and a base reacts with each other. It gives you salt and water. If a salt and water is formed, we can say it is a neutralization reaction. So other topic is fertile land organic manures. Okay, fertile land, organic manure, organic manures, organic manure, fertile land, okay, which is said to be a fertile land. So we know, okay, the sand, okay, I had a piece of land, think this is a piece of land, maybe about, okay, 2 acres or 5 acres of land. So we say it is a good land, it is a fertile land. So if this soil contains all the nutrients, if this is more suitable for the cultivation, if the soil suits the cultivation, for cultivation, so if this soil supports the planting, from this soil, if we are having good yieldings, we can say this land or this soil, it is a fertile soil. It is said to be a fertile soil, land. This is fertile land. Okay, it is said to be a fertile land or fertile soil, a good soil which consists of all the nutrients which are required by the plants, Okay, fertile land, organic manures. Okay, nowadays people, what they are using, farmers they are using many manures. In olden days, people or the farmers, they use excreta of animal or excreta of plant. Waste of plant or waste of animal they used to use. It is a good manure, organic manure. Okay, so this manure which is obtained from the plant or from the animal, it makes the soil or it turns the soil more fertile. It makes the soil more fertile. It don't increase acidic nature or it don't increase basic nature. But now farmers, they have started using manures which are chemicals. Okay, chemical manures. They are using chemical manures, chemical fertilizers. They are using chemical fertilizers like urea, NPK, and different other fertilizers are used. Different other chemicals are used. So why do they use these chemicals? Why do they use these chemicals? They are to get good yieldings. To get good yieldings, good number. Okay, good number of fruits, good number of vegetables, okay, good number of grains. But they are not understanding, they are polluting the soil. They are polluting the soil. By adding these chemicals, they are either increasing or decreasing the acidic nature or basic nature in the soil. So, which is not a good activity. Yes, it is not a good activity. So, instead of increasing the fertility in the soil, they are increasing, okay, saltiness, or they are increasing acidic nature, or they are increasing basic nature by adding fertilizers or manures. Okay, so it's better to avoid these chemicals. Instead of that, it's better to go for the excreta of animals or excreta of, okay, waste from the plants, and also here vermicompost is there. Vermicompost, which is obtained from the earthworms, even that helps a lot to get good yieldings, to get good fruits, to get healthy vegetables, and also other leaves from the plants. Okay,